All right, we are back. Now we can finally open that can of worms for the spoilers of Toy Story 4. I can, just finally explain some things. But so we're pretty much gonna try to, do it in order, go from beginning to end. We'll try to be quick as we can, but we'll probably wind up like really talking about it because oh man, there's just stuff to talk about.
Yeah.
So, anyways. In the beginning, it starts off with in the past with Andy.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, good to see him as a kid again,
Mm-hmm.
and it's nice just because they really updated the looks on the humans too.
Yeah. You notice how much different all the humans look. Even Andy.
Yeah, Andy looks super different.
Super different. He got a fucking
Upgrade,
a big old upgrade, big old makeover.
Mm-hmm.
Like very similar to what happened with Chung Li.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I guess you can compare it like that.
Yeah.
It's just the age of it's so fascinating of how things age.
Yeah.
For the first film, like at the time, it's like, oh man, this is so awesome. It's such like it's like nothing like it at the time.
Yeah.
And then like the more movies come out, it's like, dang, this movie like really shows some age.
Yeah,
to it.
especially with the humans.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But it still looked really good for what it was.
No, it's so fun to see, but you notice, it doesn't look
as good, yeah,
as good, like as detailed.
Mhm.
Like the colors are there, it looks pretty, but it doesn't look
like
very
the lighting,
detailed.
the shading,
the lighting and the shading and the model character, the
Mhm.
human models, obviously,
Mhm.
they don't stand up.
Yeah, they don't. They do not.
Yeah.
but yeah, so because like the art direction also changed too.
Yeah.
Because it was just Pixar alone at the time, but now
Yeah.
they're incorporated.
But now
Disney.
they got a lot more experience.
Mhm.
Like this is like what they're like the 20th movie. Like they made over 20 movies.
Mhm.
So and it shows how much they've learned
Mhm.
from the past, and also you combine that with today's technology.
Yes.
How much it's evolved.
Mhm.
It definitely shows in this movie. Like holy shit, this is one. I would say this is one of the most beautiful animated movies I've ever seen.
Yes, thus far, yeah.
Yeah.
This first act is like it really shows that because like I said earlier, it involves with the rain, and there's like runoff, like the water running off with the leaves and stuff. It's just very realistic to how like everything was animated, and then so it starts off in the like we said in the past.
9 years ago. Yeah.
9 years ago, and then there after Andy plays around with his toys and stuff as usual. He goes to dinner, and then they get word that we have a lost toy. A toy is missing.
Yeah.
And then they check outside, and turns out that missing toy is RC. I love RC. He's like my favorite. He was like such a like to me, like especially when I was a kid, like I like cars and stuff, like the remote control cars.
Yes.
And RC was that gimmick. He was the remote controlled car.
Yeah.
That that representative or whatever, and he looked cool. Like he had like the green or blue colors or whatever. And then especially with today's technology, he looked like very like like
he got a big makeover too.
Yeah, he got ridiculously real. I'm like, dang,
Yeah.
dude, what the heck is going on? Like he looked like an actual moving car, like just moving. He's like trying to struggle in the water and shit. I'm like, oh no, like he's like struggling, trying to get out. I'm like, dude, he might go in the drain and shit.
Yeah.
Like I actually thought he was gonna go in the drain. That's how he got lost or whatever.
He's gonna get taken away by Pennywise.
Yeah.
Storm drain. Nope. He's gone.
Hello.
Hi, RC.
Yeah. So as soon as I saw RC, I'm like, like I actually gasped in the theater. I'm like, oh, it's RC. It's such a.
I know that feeling, dude. That's how I felt too. Very similar.
Yeah, because we haven't seen RC ever since like the second movie, I think. Because like he made a very brief appearance in the second movie.
I had no idea he was gonna be in this. Like, when I first saw him too, I was like, oh shit, it's RC. Dang.
Yeah. So like and then he was missing completely in the third one because he was given away like a lot of the other toys. And then so it was just really nice to see him back, like with that makeover, and you just get to see him when he looks like it was so awesome. Yeah. It was like a kind of like
that's smart. Yeah, that's smart of Pixar picking that character. Like they could have chosen any other new toy, but they went with RC. They were like, no, we're gonna have a fucking RC back,
Mhm.
so it's gonna be a big old nostalgic trip for the older audience.
Yeah.
Which worked.
Yeah, because he was such a central like part of the final act of the first one.
Yes.
You know, trying to get back to that truck or whatever. You know, the
Mhm.
moving truck.
Yeah.
And it's just so nice to see him back. So
Yeah.
in you know, he's unfortunately stuck in this situation. I'm like, no.
Yeah.
And then they try to rescue him and stuff. And there's like that moment. I'm like, oh fuck, he's gonna get lost. I'm like, oh.
Yeah. Like, oh, this is how RC gets lost.
Yeah, he gets lost, or
Yeah.
he that's how he disappears or whatever.
Yeah.
But no, they brought him back. I'm like, oh fuck.
Yeah.
Oh thank God.
So
Oh.
he still lives.
They brought him home. You know,
Yeah.
he's back with his friends or whatever. It was really nice, but unfortunately, that was also where that was the point where how Bo Peep was given away.
Yeah.
We could see that entire sequence. So like Annie's little sister. Doesn't want her anymore.
Yeah.
So she had no problem just giving her away.
Yeah.
So someone came by and
Mhm.
was taking away Bo Peep in the box along with the sheep. So
Yeah.
the
lamp, yeah.
and the lamp.
Yeah.
Pretty much. And then so you know, she put it in the box, and then we're just like, and then so he tried to bring her back, but she's just like, no, like it's my time, and I'm not Annie's toy, so it's you know it's not right.
Yeah.
Even though it sucks, but it's not right. So
Yeah.
you know.
It's time for me to move on to the next kid.
Next kid, yeah, exactly. So that's how Bo Peep went. So, and then Woody was just super sad around that time, but
Yeah.
you know, it was that was like pretty much the first act.
That's one of the moments too where I was like, oh man, that's starting to feel
Mhm.
damn, like seeing them separated
Mhm.
after like knowing like what happened in 3, like
Mhm.
how he mentioned Bo Peep, you know,
Mhm.
they were still thinking about her at that time. And now we find out here, like, oh, yeah, wow, it was a pretty rough time when they got separated.
Yeah,
Like, it was a rough moment.
yeah.
Wow, they really showed you here,
Mhm.
and they really showed how much they cared for each other.
Mhm. And so obviously there's that big old time jump to all the way to when Andy gave away the toys to Bonnie.
So like a little quick recap.
Little quick recap.
Reminding you what happened in part 3, how that whole exchange happened.
Yeah, and then they did the whole like the sky with the fucking cloud thing, and then the logo and the music.
Yeah, the music,
just,
you hear the iconic Randy Newman
Yeah.
song.
Yeah, you got a friend in me.
Yeah.
You got a friend in me.
Yeah. You got a friend in me. That's all I know.
Yeah.
Yes. You got a friend in me.
Yeah, dude, that voice it's just such a signature.
Yes.
It's such a trademark. I love it.
Yeah.
So after she was given away, there's a whole time jump. We go to see the toys being with Bonnie. You know, she plays around with them, and we, of course, everyone starts to notice that Bonnie doesn't really quite play with Woody as much.
Yeah.
They were hiding in the closet 1st, and then after she comes, and then she opens the closet, like, oh yeah, grabs all the toys and shit, and then we see just Woody just left behind, and then they're all like,
she grabs him, and then she
She
takes
takes
his badge.
the badge, yeah,
And then she puts it on Jesse
and Jesse, yeah,
as a sheriff.
she makes her the sheriff, and then. So yeah, she leaves Cowboy. That's what she calls him, the Cowboy. Yeah, and then there's like,
which is foreshadowing to what happens later on at the end, which we'll get to.
Yeah. So we could see there's like other toys in the closet, and they were like, yeah, this is like your 3rd time like being left in the closet or something.
Yeah.
And then he just kind of just tried to brush it off or whatever. And then came, what was it? Bonnie's orientation for kindergarten.
Yeah.
And she wanted to bring her toys because she loved them so much. But obviously, there's some rules that you can't bring toys. Unless maybe it's like show and tell or whatever. But so she had to go alone, and then but
Woody sees how upset she is.
Yeah.
So Woody sneaks into her backpack and goes to her orientation.
Yes, and then later on, when she gets to school, Woody is like watching over her pretty much, like kind of a guardian angel, like just trying to look out for her. And then there's that little messed up part with like she's like kind of sitting in the back, like she's like having a hard time socializing, so she's kind of just being her by herself at this one table, and it was like arts and crafts time, so she they were trying to make something, or she was trying to make something, but the kid like takes the art supplies for some reason. You know, and there's always that kid like that does that that thing.
Yeah.
And then like for some reason like throws away in the trash or something.
Yeah. Well, he tries to spit out his apple in the trash.
Oh yeah.
But like in the
it,
process,
like,
it knocks out some of the
art supplies. Yeah.
In the trash.
Mm-hmm.
So Woody's all like, okay, I better do something. You know, whatever drops, you know, I can grab whatever I can and just put it on her table and see, you know, what she can make with these little with these few supplies.
Yeah.
This is like the one of them is the spork and like some toothpicks and like some the
bendy wire
things.
Yeah.
And like some crayons.
And then the googly eyes.
Oh yeah, the googly eyes
and glue. Yeah, you can't forget the googly eyes.
The gum, the old gum there. It's kind of messy, but all right.
But so
you know she made her imagination work, and you know that's how Forky came to life. Yeah. You know, he's a spork.
Mm-hmm.
So his name should have been Sporky.
But it's Forky.
Forky,
yeah.
Which you know makes sense because you know she's small.
A child.
It's
like a 4 or 5-year-old.
Not really gonna know what spork. They know fork and spoon and knife, but not spork. So gonna call her. She's gonna call him Forky.
It was adorable. It's just kind of adorable to see.
Yeah.
How he was created and stuff, and then like when they came back, they're like, oh, Woody, you're back, and then he's like, yeah, how's Bonnie? Like, oh, she's doing fine. She made a friend. Like, oh, she made friends. Like, wow, that's awesome. He's like, no, she literally made a friend, and then she brought out Forky. And then he's like, oh yeah, you know, this is your friend, these are new friends or whatever. And then these are Bonnie's toys, and he's just like trash, trash. That's all he can think of because he's made him trash.
Yeah.
And then like so there's like a lot of moments where like he feels safe in the trash can because that's where he comes from.
Yeah.
So he's like trash, like and then like just tries to like go in the trash can, but Woody's like, no, like you gotta go, stay out here because Bonnie wants you or whatever. So. Forky is like the new toy that Bonnie really likes, and then right now like Woody is like the one that she doesn't really pay attention to, but Woody is like doing his best to like make keep Bonnie happy and stuff. So he tries to have like Forky like stay with Bonnie and stuff, but so I think so that kind of went on for a little bit, and then eventually there's that funny moment where like Bonnie thought she's already done with kindergarten, but it's just orientation. But and then the dad is like, oh, we got a surprise, we're gonna go on a road trip. And it was like, let's do it. So she brought pretty much like most of her toys, like the main toys anyway, along with Woody and everyone else, and Forky, of course. And then let's see, and then you talked, and then you mentioned the whole like part with Forky kind of like throwing himself out because he's trash. He wants to go to a trash can, and there's like a montage of like every time they made a stop, he's like he always tries to go to a trash can, and then they manage to come back or whatever. But so he eventually Forky throws him out of the window pretty much, and then Woody's like, no, like shit.
It's pretty much a self-sacrifice. Like, this movie can get pretty dark.
It's
like there's some moments where it's like, oh wow, he just like threw himself the window and just he's committing suicide pretty much. And of course Woody being Woody, he's like, oh no, I gotta go get him
for Bonnie. And then it was really funny, like because they when Woody gets him back, like they walk, and then Forky's just like. He's just, the way he walks is just really funny. And he's just like,
he's getting dragged, and he just starts walking a little bit, and then gets dragged.
And
he's like, oh, carry me.
Yeah, carry me. And he's like, no, man, you gotta keep moving and stuff. And then like and that was like the time when they started bonding because Woody got to like really talk to him, and then he like talked about his feelings.
Just wondering like Forky was just wondering like, well, why am I alive? Like, what's my life's purpose? That's when it starts to get all philosophical and like really thought provoking. Like what is the toy purpose in life? And that's what when Woody starts to explain to him, what Woody himself went through with Andy, and that's when Forky realizes, oh, okay. So in the end, Woody explains everything pretty much, and then once you think Forky is gonna like say, oh, I get it, he just says, I'm trash.
Yeah, like, I'm Bonnie's trash.
Yeah, but I'm Bonnie's trash.
Yeah.
Like, okay, we gotta get back to Bonnie.
Yeah. So it's kind of like the epiphany, you know.
Yeah.
He gets it.
He gets it.
Yeah. Even though he still calls himself trash, but like now he kind of starts to have a direction.
Trash.
Yeah. And he's someone's trash. So
he's not just trash. Period. He's someone's trash.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he has a direction now. So
Yes.
he wants to go back to Bonnie and Woody's like, hey, what up? You know, now that he's all fired up and stuff. And then they pass by that antique store, and then Woody notices the lamp, the Bo Peep's lamp. And he's like, wait, she might be in there. Like, you know, we gotta check it out. And then Forky's like, wait, but Bonnie's right there, and then or whatever. And then Woody's like, no, we gotta check this out. You know, a friend of mine could be in here, and then because obviously he really loves Bo Peep.
Yeah.
So he takes a look, and then that's where he meets Gabby Abby, right?
Gabby.
Yeah, but first, like, you know, there's those mannequin, the doll, the ventriloquist dolls.
Ventriloquist dolls, yeah.
Yeah, the puppets.
Yeah.
Man,
Goosebumps.
That's what reminded me of, like, Goosebumps. They had that like they even like they played off of that creepy look to it.
Yeah. With the jaw going on.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And how they walk.
That's how they walk. Yeah, it's like as if they are like, you know, they are puppets with like strings attached to something.
Yeah.
Which is really funny.
Yep.
And then they get to meet, you know, the antagonist of the film, you know, Gabby Abby, and then at first, you know, she tries to make herself as like the caretaker, like, oh, you know, well, you can, you know, you're welcome to join us for whatever, and then she's like very welcoming, obviously.
Yeah. Well, she wants to help them find Bo Peep. Like, oh, I know where she is.
Yeah, I know.
I'll take you to her.
Yeah. She's like very helpful.
Yeah.
At first, she tries to be very helpful.
Yeah.
But then,
the only reason why she wants to help them is because she notices Woody's string.
Yeah, it came off from the mirror reflection.
Yeah,
So it's like, oh, it's you know, he has a voice box.
Yeah.
And then so she comes to reveal that she's like a defective toy or something. She had a bad voice box.
Yeah.
So no kid wanted her.
Yeah.
So
exactly. She was never loved.
Like
she's pretty much the same age as Woody. Has lived since the late 50s, but her whole life she's never been loved by a kid. So, you know, that's when you start to kind of feel for her, and like you realize her motives are kind of somewhat make sense. I mean, yes, it's bad what she's trying to do to Woody, but you know, it makes sense. Like, you kind of get it. Like, oh, okay, I see what you're trying to do. I see what you want.
Yeah, so she wanted Woody's voice box because it was still good, and so you know, she thought, if she gets the voice box, she can talk again. She's a fully working toy. Yeah. Now, she can finally get that love that you know every toy wants her pretty much. So pretty much I think So after we come to find that out, let's see, what was it? There was a point where Woody, he escapes, and then Forky is left behind.
Yeah, Woody escapes, and then but the puppets manage to catch Forky.
Yeah. And then it's kind of that part is kind of like hard to remember. Like how did he get from like how did Woody get from the shop to what is it, the playground?
Because because there was a girl there that gets into
Harmony.
the store. Harmony.
Yeah.
And so when the puppets are chasing after Woody, Woody pulls his string, so he makes, you know, he talks.
Yeah, so he's distraction
it's
or
a
something.
Distraction, yeah. So the girl Harmony, she notices Woody.
Right. Okay, that's right.
And she takes him.
She takes him, and then she takes Woody to the playground, like plays on the swings or whatever. Meanwhile, Buzz is trying to like.
Meanwhile, Buzz, he
tries to find Woody.
Yeah.
Yeah, because after they make a stop. Right around the carnival too, like which is, you know, right next to the playground.
Yeah, or like close by. Yeah.
Close by, yeah. And then I think even before then, there's that one part where you know, Woody is like trying to think of, you know, about like Forky or whatever, right?
Yeah.
And then he's like, you know, he's like talking to himself in his head, and then Buzz comes to learn about the conscience, you know, like a voice in your head, self-consciousness, and then you know, Buzz, like, he's like kind of like gullible, or like he's kind of tends to be like he kind of tends to like take things literally, you know.
I don't know, even though it kind of doesn't make sense, because, you know, in the second one, he knows that know, he's a toy, you know. He's not a real toy. I mean, he's not like supposed to be like the Buzz Lightyear, you know, like with that mentality, like I have to kill aliens and stuff. He's a toy for kids. He knows that in the second one.
Oh yeah, he knows he's a toy, but he still like comes to learn like a lot more things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But in this one, he's still like kind of like, I guess
he's still learning.
Dumbed down, I guess. Yeah.
yeah. I think he's still learning.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's like that.
But he seems so much smarter in the second one, you know, because he's fighting against himself.
Yeah. I guess. Yeah. But I think he's still learning. There's still things that he learns, and then Woody is the veteran toy. He knows what to do. Yeah. Like he's the master of like you know, making kids happy and stuff. Yeah. Noise is still like kind of like second, you know, the second man.
Yeah,
I think. So I think that's what they're trying to go for.
Okay.
You know, so that's why you know he now starts learning about the consciousness or whatever, and then he like kind of thinks about the voice inside. So like he always like hits the button, you know, and then he always listens to the voice, or for the most part, that plays you know, on his little button or whatever. You know, to infinity and beyond or whatever. But like all the fucking voice lines are like really funny because like they all happen to like be like the right choices, I guess, or like just. What he just like, listens to, he just like
he presses the button. He's like, you know, you have to go on a mission. You know,
let's go.
Like what? I have to go? Like really? He's like, no time to explain.
No time to explain. Let's go.
Yeah, then he says that. I have no time to explain to the other toys.
Yeah, and he just leaves.
Yeah, he just leaves. Like the toys are like, wait, what? And like, because Buzz thinks that no one else listens to the voice other than himself. But he doesn't realize that the other toys also listen. Listening too, because he playing out loud in his loudspeaker. So the toys are like looking. I'm like, what the hell? You're nuts.
Right. And then so that's why Buzz Lightyear is trying to look for Woody. And then later on, Woody is playing, or Harmony is playing with Woody on the swing, and then eventually like loses Woody or something, and then somewhere in the playground.
Yeah. Well, once you know she goes away. Yeah. Woody's still on the swing, but you know he manages to escape when she's not looking.
Yeah.
And yeah, you know, later on, you know, he's trying to go back to the antique store, but in the process, you know, all these kids start coming out, so he has to go hide again. And during the middle of all the kids playing, he reunites with Bo.
Yeah, because you know she's a drifter now.
Lost toy.
Yeah, lost toy. Yeah, pretty much. And then there's the sheep, and then there's like other toys that she met along the way. Yep. Like like Combat Carl.
Carl,
that was a nice little addition to like a very, very side character. Like you only get to see him like once or twice or something. And then there's a gag of like, you know, there's like 3 Captain Carl or Combat Carls, and then there's that one that always wants to like get a high five, but gets left hanging for some reason. But it's like
it's that awkward moment, like, oh, give me a high five. No,
like, okay. Do I give one to it? Oh no.
Yeah, you see his head go down.
Yeah,
like, he's all sad. Like, oh,
yeah, it's the winner version too, like the winner covert op version of Combat Carl, which is like really random but funny.
Yeah, yeah.
And then they have this RC. It's not RC, but you know, it's a remote control car, but with a plushy skunk or something. Yeah. On top of it, so like, you know, it's so that, you know, people will stay away from it while they can move around.
Yeah, that's smart. Yeah.
Which is really cool.
Yeah.
And then of course they meet what was it? Giggle
McDimples.
Giggle McDimples. There you go. She's like another like little tiny police officer, kind of pretty adorable. Yeah. Pretty funny too. And there's that whole thing like she's like going down her like little thing because she's a pocket Polly.
Yeah.
So she goes down her little thing like the stairs, and then she goes around the little tiny police car, and then comes out the door, and then now she is like out. Yeah, she's, you know, introduced, fully introduced, which is really funny. And then like they get to know they like, you know, get explained with what's going on, and then obviously, you know, Bo Peep has like her thing with the antique store. She's like, no, but later on she just eventually, you know, comes to help Woody go rescue Forky or whatever. Yeah. And then because, you know, she once was someone's toy too, so she kind of like sympathizes, and so yeah, she comes around to like help Woody, you know, get Forky back. Yeah, and then what was it? So Buzz Lightyear. Meanwhile, Buzz Lightyear gets like was trying to look for Woody, but he gets like knocked around along the way, right? And then he get like knocked down by what is it the teenager, like I guess that hates his job or whatever.
Yeah.
That stereotype. He's
like a stoner to me.
A stoner, yeah. He's kind of like that stoner teenager who hates his job sort of thing, but he does, because he needs money.
Yeah.
So he does it, and then he sees Buzz Lightyear, and he's like, oh, I guess it's gonna be a toy for the prize.
Yeah.
So he puts up in the rack, and then that's where he meets Ducky and Bunny.
Yeah.
Key and Peele, of course. And then of course. That's how we get to introduce them, and then they're just like, they're kind of jealous of Buzz because he's like the new prize or whatever.
Yeah, they're just mocking him, start like harassing him.
Yeah, pretty much because he's like the new guy or whatever, so they're giving him a hard time.
Yeah,
and then so they're trying to pick on him, but he closes his helmet and he's like and then he gets his foot stuck because he kept kicking him. and then they like undoes his like zip tie or whatever. He was like, that's how he's like stuck on the thing.
Yeah.
And then they both escape. They both fall, and they're like, oh shit, we're free. And then they just I guess Buzz is like running away from them or something. Yeah. So because they just wanted to bother him some more or something.
Yeah.
I guess.
Yeah, they just want to keep harassing him.
Yeah.
Just chase him down. Yeah.
Yeah, because I guess like. They want him a little more. They want some like payback or something. But I don't know. But anyway, so Bo Peep and Woody are on the rooftop of the antique store, and then Buzz Lightyear like runs into them, and of course they get a little reunion, and then they also see Buddy and Ducky. They get a kind of introduce each other. And then, let's see, they eventually, like, get back inside and try to sneak around, but I think Woody, like, he's, like, he got, like, too anxious or greedy or whatever, so he really wanted to, get Forky back for Bonnie.
Yeah.
And then, so he kind of, like, screws up the plan.
Yeah.
Pretty much screws up the stealth part.
Mm-hmm.
And then, he makes it harder for, everyone else. And, hold on, there's some in between, but anyways, they then have to find they come to across the cabinet where he's trapped, I guess. Along with Gabby Abby, and they need a key.
Yeah.
And so I think they try. Oh gosh, what was it? They try to like look for someone to help them or something, like. They go to that little like weird club thing.
Yeah, inside the pinball.
The pinball machine.
Pinball machine. Yeah,
I think
that's
was
where they Bo need to find Duke so they can jump to the cabinet because he's the only one that can make the jump because he's
stuntman.
The stuntman toy.
Yeah.
And his whole backstory is all sad, because he back in the day, he was featured in a commercial that a kid saw, and in the commercial he did all these cool ass stunts and like oh yeah I can do all this, and so when the kid actually does it, he wants to try out the toy, and the toy doesn't make the jump.
Yeah.
So like this toy sucks, and he just abandons Duke. And Duke is like, well, it's just a commercial. I can't believe that.
Yeah, no. It's like,
and it just felt so sad.
Yeah.
Like, I had a kid once, but he left me too.
Yeah.
He abandoned me.
He abandoned me. Yeah. What was the kid's name? It was like
Rajan
or something.
Yeah.
Let me see if that says anything in here, but
no, I don't think so. I don't think he even talked. I don't think he's important, but I think it was called like Rajan. I think what it is. Yeah.
It was pretty funny.
No, Rajan, no.
Anyway, so that's like kind of like the backstory of Duke.
Yeah, very tragic.
Very tragic, but like pretty like lighthearted at the same time too. Because he's a toy, so it's like so they picked up Duke and then Buzz and Buddy and Ducky came, caught up with them because they actually got the key, and they're like, oh wow, you got the key. I'm like, oh yeah, it was really hard and stuff. And then but all what happened was, the owner of the store just left the key on the little like plate or whatever
in front of him,
and right in front of him, and they're like, oh, all right, and then that's how it happened.
And they're trying to plan like how to do it, like Ducky and Bunny wanted to go up and like attack her.
They
actually showed like them attacking her, but then you realize, oh, it's just like in their mind, like they're like, Buzz like, oh, we're not gonna do that.
And then like they did it like 3 times, and then the last one was like them actually at her house, and then they like attack her in her own home or whatever. And
like what was the point of that? It's like it's just like really like murdering her. Like, it's really dark.
Really dark. And then Buzz like, no. Pretty much like, and no. So but it's like really funny because it's just like all that, and then but they got the key like just like that. It's like really that's like such a good joke. Such a good joke.
That's how you write jokes in the kids movie.
Right. So they pretty much initiate the plan, and then Duke does the jump. Almost doesn't make it because he has some like kind of some PTSD.
Yeah, I was just gonna say that.
Yeah, he has some PTSD.
With his old kid.
Old kid, and he's like, oh no, like I'm not gonna make it. I'm not gonna make it, but he kind of makes it. He pretty much makes it.
Yeah.
And then Woody is like, he's right at the keyhole and then opens it or whatever, and then tries to get Forky back, and but in between that though, like Abby Gabby like shows Forky like more about like herself and like tea time and like
you start to learn even more about her and her backstory with what her purpose is as a toy, what she really wants, because she has a book, her book that has her and the girl that looks like Harmony, so that's why Gabby is really obsessed with Harmony, because she looks like the girl in the book, and she's like practicing tea time with her, and then Forky's all like pinky up higher, stuff like that.
Yeah,
so they have a sweet bonding moment between Gabby and Forky, which is unexpected, but that was a nice touch.
Gabby. So like, let's see. So after he reunites with Forky, they have like a chase, right? With with all the puppets, of course, and like
the cat
comes in, and then they escape, right? But they barely escape.
Yeah.
They're like pretty roughed up.
Yeah.
Even like the what was it? Giggles McDimples.
Gets
swallowed by the cat, but gets spat out after, like right at the end.
Yeah.
So they look all gross and
then Bo Peep's sheep get hurt. Like one of their legs get busted.
Like it gets chipped.
Yeah.
What was it?
And Bunny gets open, like his
fluff. He lost his fluff. Yeah, he lost some of his fluff.
Yeah.
He got like a cut right here. He even has like a scar right here too.
So they got pretty fucked up.
Yeah, they got pretty fucked up.
Yeah, and then Woody's like, no, I have to go in there, and everyone's like, no, we're like, that's it, it's over. They barely made it out alive.
Yeah, because I think Forky's still in there, right?
Yeah. They couldn't get Forky. Like Woody almost got Forky, but no, they still got him. They still managed to get Forky, and Woody fell down. So Forky was still in there,
and then so Woody want to go back in there, but comes to realize that he's not really doing it for him per se, like him and Bonnie, but he's doing it for himself and Bonnie, and and Bo Peep kind of calls him out for that.
Yeah.
So that's that was like the low point pretty much, and then they kind of separate, and then but Buzz of course is the only one who stays behind with him for now, and then
well Buzz is conflicting. Like everyone else goes, even the plus you're like, no, you crazy, man.
You crazy.
So Buzz is like trying to figure out, like he's trying to listen to his inner voice, but his inner voice kept saying mission accomplished, go back.
Go back.
He's like, oh man, okay, fine, I'll go back. So Woody goes back inside, but Buzz goes back.
Goes back to the RV. And then he of course goes to explain what happened with Woody and all like the situation. And so that was like pretty much the low point, and then Woody comes across Gabby again, and then with the puppets, of course, he has a pencil and stuff. He's like getting cornered.
Yeah.
And then that's pretty much like, Gabby like, convinces him like, she wanted love, and then, just like any other toy, and blah blah blah. Like, please, like, give me your voice box or whatever. And then he's like, all right, fine, I'll do that for Forky.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So they make the switch, or they make the transfer of the voice box, and now she has her own voice box. She can she has her own voice lines and stuff like that. And then she gets herself ready for Harmony, because Harmony is there to help clean up with her with the owner of the store. I think it's her grandma, right? Like that. Her grandmother.
Grandma,
yeah. And then so she's there, and then tries to get Harmony's attention. She's like really ready to to get to become her toy.
Yeah.
And of course Woody and Forky kind of see this happen.
Yeah. Because before that, they Woody and Forky, they notice Bonnie's backpack is still there.
Yeah, because it's still there. Yeah.
And then once Buzz goes back to the RV, then he convinces. He says something that Bonnie, to make Bonnie realize that my backpack is still at the antique.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because like he like throws his own voice in there.
Yeah.
Just to be like just to help remind Bonnie, and then she's like, I forgot my backpack.
Yeah.
And then, so they try to go back for the backpack.
So they go back for the backpack. Yeah. And then so that's when when Gabby was trying to go with Harmony.
Mm-hmm.
And then what happens there?
Yeah. So Woody and Forky, they way by and see this, and then she finally gets her attention. Harmony picks her up, looks at the doll, pulls the string, does her thing, right?
At first, you see her like getting all happy, like
like whoa,
cool.
like whoa, like she's like bewildered by it, like whoa, like what's this? Pulls the string, does her thing, whatever, says her voice line, and then Grandma's like, what'd you find? She's like, some old doll or whatever, and she just throws her down in the fucking like little bin or whatever. Yeah. With all the little other like toys or whatever, like it was like alphabet cubes or whatever.
Yeah,
and there's like, oh no,
oh
no,
I was like, fucked up.
Yeah, that was so sad.
Yeah,
it was sad for Gabby. Yeah.
Oh yeah. After all that trouble.
Like
neglected.
Woody got like he has a stitch on his back now. He's defective. Therefore, pretty much.
He lost his voice.
Yeah, he lost his voice. Yeah, his inner voice. Yeah, and he did all that for pretty much nothing almost. Yeah. Pretty much. So they and then Bonnie is like there. She's almost to her backpack. So they Forky's like, all right, we gotta go. And then Woody sees or thinks about Gabby, like he feels sorry for her. So he's like, you know what? Fuck this, and then he just gets out of the backpack.
Yeah, well, he tells Forky, I need you to get, I need you to get the RV to the merry-go-round. It's like, you mean the carousel? I was like, sure,
yeah. So he gave him the important mission, and then he leaves the backpack to pick up Gabby, and then they have a touching moment. They're like, hey, I know how you feel, blah blah blah, and then Bo Peep kind of is aware. Enter the scene again because
in the process of going back, leaving Woody and stuff, she realizes how much she cared for Woody and how brave he is, and she just really wants to go back and help him out,
like how committed
because she appreciates how committed he is to his mission, to what he wants to do.
So that was like her turnaround, pretty much, and then she goes back to the store and finds Woody and Gabby, and after that, the whole like touching moment, Gabby kind of like turns around. She becomes like a good guy, pretty much.
Pretty much. Woody tells her, I'll take you to Bonnie. Bonnie will appreciate you. So Gabby's like, okay, all right, let's go. Yeah.
So they head to the carnival after, with the puppets helping out a little bit, like being creepy and all. And a little like, what was it? The little carriage thing. There's a stroller, and then like just creeps the shit out of the people. Like, so that's like pretty much the last time we get to see the puppets. You know,
Yeah.
after being so creepy for so long.
Yeah.
They're still creepy, but you know.
Yes. Oh yeah.
But I guess in a helpful way now. But
Mm-hmm.
that was like their last little contribution.
Mm-hmm.
And then so they're on their way. They're making their way through, and they're like running to the rooftop or something.
Yeah.
And then Gabby notices a lost child. She's
Mhm.
like really sad. She's like with no one.
Yeah.
She's like really scared. She's like hiding, like she's like right next to some like one of the booths or whatever, like by herself.
Mhm.
And Gabby, you know, felt really like really sorry for her, and she's just like, I gotta help her.
Yeah.
And then Woody's like, oh man, and you're like, are you sure? It's like,
Mm.
yeah, I like, I'm gonna do what I gotta do.
Yeah, because I'm a lost toy too. So you know,
Yeah.
if she's lost, I'm lost.
Mm-hmm.
See if I can help her out. You know,
Mhm.
do something good. You know, and see if I can get another chance.
Yeah. And so instead of going with Bonnie, she goes with the lost child, or tries to get the lost child to to become her kid.
Yeah.
And after getting her attention, she now this time accepts her. She's
Yeah.
like, he's like, hey, are you lost too? Right? Everything will be okay. And then
Yeah.
You
It's a very touching moment.
Yeah.
Also, another one that was kind of getting me.
mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So Gabby met her goal. She is now has a kid.
Yeah.
She's
the
gonna-
girl accepts her, and then she eventually finds her parents.
Mm-hmm, yeah, after
Yeah.
finding security or whatever,
Yeah,
and then security brings the family back together.
Yeah.
And so that's like that was like the end of her story.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Yeah,
So
pretty
her
much,
her
yeah.
arc is over. That was like
Yeah.
really good.
Mhm.
And then there's of course Woody and Forky going back.
Mhm.
And then the RV is leaving, even after all that stalling with the flat tire and everything.
Yeah.
They are about to leave after getting the backpack back,
Mhm.
but Forky's in there, of course, in the RV. So they initiate the plan of how to bring the RV back.
Yeah.
And what was it? The Triceratops and whatever.
The Triceratops.
Becomes the voice of the navigator.
Yeah.
And he's like, "Oh, turn right, turn right." He's like, "What?
Mhm.
What? But why?" And just turn right. It's turn
Yeah.
right. He's like, "Oh, okay." And then
Yeah.
tries to turn around, I guess. But and then he eventually he starts to figure out like something's wrong with the navigator. And then what was the unicorn's name, like Buttercup or something?
Buttercup. Yeah.
Yeah, Buttercup is on the steering the fucking pedals.
Mhm.
So he like forces the accelerator and he's like, "Oh, what's
Yeah.
going on?" And then and that's how they force the RV back to the carnival.
Yeah.
And then eventually the car or the RV is at the carnival, and Woody and the others, they had to make this big jump again, and then with Duke Kaboom.
Mhm.
He's like, "Oh, but I barely made that jump, which is like what 4 feet," and then they're like, "No, but that was one stunt. This is a different stunt. This is like 40 feet or whatever."
And Duke Kaboom doesn't do the same stunt twice.
Yeah, exactly.
So he's like, all right, you're right.
Yeah. So he does it, and then he makes the jump. For the most part, with his eyes closed.
Yeah.
And then they're like,
get the fireworks going off, and then he goes over like
they even did like
the moon.
they even did like an ET reference. Like it was awesome.
Yeah.
And then like he hits his face on the lamp or whatever, like the O.
Yeah.
And then he's like, all right, I'm okay.
Yeah.
I thought he was gonna die or something. Like he's gonna be all like scarred, like, like I did it, guys. But no, and then he like gets the rope tied, so that they can get across or whatever. That was before. And then so they make that jump.
Yeah.
And then with Gabby, and then did her thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, so now they finally met up with the RV.
Yeah.
And then Buzz and all the others like come together finally with Woody, and after Woody is like, well, I guess this is my time to go or whatever, with Bo Peep. And of course Bo Peep doesn't want to, she wants to stay as a lost toy because all the freedom she has, she loves it.
Yep.
Even though it kind of breaks Woody's heart because he wants to be a toy for someone's toy.
Yeah.
For Bonnie. And then initially he goes and he reunites with his friends, and then they're happy and stuff. But he talks to Buzz at first, right? And then the friends come.
Yeah.
But Woody is like, well, I'm gonna go actually. Like I'm gonna, Oh no. He thinks about it. He still thinks about it. But Buzz like, it's okay. It's okay, Woody. But Bonnie will be okay.
Yeah.
Because he's basically saying like it's okay if you go. Because I think Bonnie is like kind of moving on or something like that. She's moving on to a different toy.
Yes.
Which is Jessie. Jessie is like, the leading. Like she looks at her as like the leader.
Well, the main toy to replace Woody is Forky.
Forky, but like
that's the one who she's falling more into.
Yeah.
But like for the sheriff, for the role of the sheriff is Jessie.
Yeah. So
Bonnie has pretty much tossed Woody aside, which kind of sucks.
Yeah.
But it is what it is. That's what they wanted to go with the story. They need to have a purpose for Woody to be with Bo Peep. Separate from the gang. Mm-hmm. So he goes back to Bo Peep.
Mm-hmm.
So he could be a lost toy.
Yeah, a drifter. Yeah, to gain all that freedom.
Yeah.
To be and also be with Bo Peep. Yeah. So. Yeah, it's kind of weird. Like it's you had this moment with like Andy and then Bonnie. Like he even played with them. Andy played with Bonnie and the toys like for one last time. Mm-hmm. And it really seems like Bonnie is gonna like carry on the torch and stuff of being the owner of Woody.
Yeah.
But I guess things happen like as a child where you kind of shift your attention to like the next toy.
Yeah.
Or whatever.
Yeah. It sucks that it happens to Woody because we like these characters so much.
Mm-hmm.
But you got to think about this is pretty damn realistic, because as a kid, you can make promises to like an older person, like
mm-hmm.
Andy in college, you make a promise, oh, you're gonna take care of these toys, mm-hmm. But you're a kid, you move on to other toys. You're not gonna be hanging on to this one toy your whole life,
Yeah.
You move on to other stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like it makes sense. She prefers Jessie to be the the new sheriff.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so be it. So she's
right.
a girl.
Yeah.
So it makes sense for her not to be attached to Woody that much.
Yeah.
So in a way, it didn't really bother me. I can understand why some people may be bothered
mm-hmm.
by this ending. But to me, I at first I did. I was like, oh man, that sucks that Bonnie's abandoning Woody. But
mm-hmm.
It's life. It's realistic. Kids, they move on to other toys.
Yeah. It's
so easily because they're kids. They haven't developed fully yet.
Yeah.
So they're still learning.
Mm-hmm.
So they're not going to be as appreciative as as an older
mm-hmm.
Person.
Right.
So to me that made sense.
Yeah. Yeah. It's definitely what happens with kids. You just move on to new toys. That's just a thing. It happened. It happened to me too.
Yeah,
so
same here. Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And as you get older, you come to appreciate like all the old things you've done and stuff like. And then there's stuff that you look back and I'm like, oh man, I wish I didn't throw that toy away or whatever. Yeah. Like you remember it,
mm-hmm.
And then as you get older, you like appreciate the older things.
Yeah.
So, it's the same thing with consoles. Like it's like at one point you had to trade in that console to get the new one, right?
Yeah.
Because you didn't have any money or whatever. So,
mm-hmm.
But as a kid, or when you're younger, you don't think about that,
mm-hmm.
right? Because you want the newest thing or whatever. That's just how kids are. They want the newest, coolest thing.
Yeah.
But as you get older, you start to appreciate all the older things that kind of shaped your childhood.
Yeah.
And you've now look back on it, it's like, oh man, I wish I didn't do that.
Mm-hmm.
But it is what it is. That's what I did.
Yeah.
So it makes me wonder like if they will ever go back to Bonnie, because like. That's how the story ends. Woody is now with Bo Peep, and then Buzz Lightyear and the others are with Bonnie now.
Yes.
So they go with Bonnie,
mm-hmm.
and they see Woody off, and then that's it. They're on the top of the carnival. They see the mm-hmm. sight. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
And that's how it ends.
Yeah.
So mm-hmm. it's like it really makes me wonder. It's like this is an end of Woody's story.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Oh yeah.
But it also brings up the question now, where's it gonna go? Are we gonna continue with Woody?
Yeah,
as the last toy?
Like I said before, like I'm okay if it ends here and like
mm-hmm.
that's it. This is like the last Toy Story.
Mm-hmm.
But if they decide to go to to continue with 5, I can see kind of where they can go. Like they can focus like a little bit like more on Woody's carnival adventures, and maybe somehow by chance they him and Buzz reunite again.
Yeah,
with the older toys,
or maybe because they're traveling, they can run into Andy again. At some point, and then
Andy, I can see Andy like our age now, like in his late 20s,
late 20s, 30s, early 30s,
even you might have his own kid too, like Andy's kid.
And then his kid can probably pick up Woody or I don't know.
I don't know.
Never know.
I can see that. Like they should this whole series started with Andy, so it should end also again like on a happy note, like with and by that I mean like going back to Andy and seeing him with his own family and his own kid or kids. So.
Yeah,
I can see that. He reunites with Woody and Buzz, his older toys, and then he passes those toys down to his kids.
Yeah. I mean, like also like you never know. Like they'll maybe have that point where like Bonnie just doesn't like all the toys or whatever. She just move on to like a whole bunch of other things, or she's like
she's like a temporary like a caretaker, I guess. Like someone who's going to look after the toys in the meantime.
In the meantime, yeah.
While Andy develops his life.
Yeah. And then once he has his kid, and then he comes that kid comes around.
Yeah, and Bonnie, he's she's in high school or whatever.
High school, yeah.
She doesn't care about the toys anymore, so
it's
gonna okay, you can take your toys back.
Or she just throws them into the donation box or whatever, and then those toys just go on their adventure.
Yeah.
And then Woody and Bo Peep and all the others kind of have their own path, but then intersect.
Yeah. And
then they somehow see Andy's kid, whatever, for whatever kind of setup they have. Maybe that can happen, what I mean? And the ending for that is like you said, they all come together for Andy's kid now, and that's where it ends, like fully end. Yeah. So that could be a possible scenario for the next one, if not the last one for Toy Story. But we'll see about that. Well, that'll be another 8 years or some shit at least.
Yeah.
We're not gonna see this for a long time, but.
But like I said, if it ends here and that's it, then I'm good with that.
Yeah, I'm good on that too.
Yeah.
Well, of course, we can't forget. Woody helps out. All the other toys that are stuck on the prize rack or whatever. Yeah. And so
the end credits, or the during credits,
during the end credits, So they rig the game pretty much to where every kid earned their prize or whatever.
Yeah, because the stoner dude wasn't even paying attention.
Yeah, he's on
looking the other way and on his earphones listening to music, so he had no idea what was going on behind him. And by the time he turns around, it's already nighttime, and it's they're all gone. And it's oh shit, I fucked up. Yeah, of course.
Yeah, no one's gonna go into his booth anymore. Yeah. So it's well, what the heck am I gonna do?
Yeah.
And then there were some. I think there was some more credits. I think. It was Bunny and Ducky trying to come up with another plan or whatever. Before that.
Yeah.
You see you see them getting big and shooting out laser eyes, but you come to realize, of course, that's all their imagination of their idea, and they're no, we're not doing that. You're not gonna you can't even do that. And then Duke was what? You can do that?
You shoot lasers?
You shoot lasers out of your eyes? Yeah. It's oh, wow.
No, he says,
whoa. Oh, whoa. Yeah, that's
a throwback to his old Bill and Ted days.
Yeah. Whoa, yeah. Whoa, yeah. Yeah, it's funny also because it does give you an idea of how Ted is gonna be in the new movie.
Yeah.
He can kind of Kaboom could be a hint of or an idea of how he's gonna sound.
Yeah, definitely.
So yeah, I think he's Keanu's gonna be super excited for that.
Yeah.
He's get to play a different character.
This is the rebirth of Keanu Reeves. You think 2019 is doing so good for him. Wait until next year when Bill and Ted come out.
Yeah, dude.
And then Cyberpunk, of course.
Cyberpunk, yeah.
That's so awesome. He's having quite the life right now. He's having quite the career.
Yeah, and everyone loves him too. With all the memes and stuff.
Yeah, the memes, all the box office hits he's been getting with John Wick and Toy Story, of course. And yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure they gave him a fat check for Cyberpunk. So he's having the time of his life right now. I'm happy for Keanu after his old sandwich.
His his downfall, like his low point. Low point, yeah. Yeah,
like
he had his
post Matrix, right?
Post Matrix, and there was like 49 Ronin or something, but in between. But really, otherwise, he was like really down.
Yeah,
he was really down.
He's even recently in that Netflix movie randomly too.
Yeah. I forget what it was. Yeah, I forget what it was, but I know. I think I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. So he's in like everything.
Yeah.
Like video games, TV, and movies. Of course, it's like damn. Like wow, he memes now. He's like the meme of the month. Man, yeah, he's having quite the career right now. I'm happy for him, man. He's good. He's a very great actor.
He's definitely like the man of the year, pretty much.
Yeah.
I think he is the man of the year.
Yeah, I would think so.
Yeah, 29 man of the year. Yeah. So yeah, that's Toy Story 4 for you. Oh yeah, and then there's that last part with Dooku Boom like doing his poses or whatever as he's hitting down the eye on the Pixar or whatever. He's like the lamp. Yeah. And then you see the winner Combat Carl like coming by and he wants this high five and they're like, yeah. That's how he gets. He got his high five. Like
Hopefully stick around for the credits.
Yeah. Hopefully
you'll get a very satisfying conclusion, I guess. To
that Combat Carl.
That Combat Carl, the Arctic Carl.
Arctic Carl, yeah.
Like, oh, okay, you got his high five.
Or what? I guess you can call him Winter Soldier. I don't know.
There you go.
Yeah. So it's definitely that's it. Like we say, it can go it could go two ways at least. It could go just take the story of just Buzz Lightyear, just like what it's like for just him without Woody, and then with along the others with Bonnie.
Yeah.
Or like we said, like it could be Woody being continuing his adventures as a drifter or whatever, or lost toy.
Yeah.
And then Bonnie gets older, she loses interest, donates the toys, and then they come together, and then whatever, like they get together for Andy's kid.
Yeah, but, yeah. So. I mean, I don't know if they should make a 5. If they, but it
would be nice
if they can. If they're thinking about it, then I would say go ahead.
Yeah. I think at this point,
but at this point, like if they say this is the last one, then that's fine. Okay.
I feel like I feel like I can go either way. Like I don't really like if they don't make another one, I'm not gonna feel like all depressed or whatever. Or like because that's such it's in a way like it is a good note to end on. He's like he's with Bo Peep. He's fine. He's happy, and I think Bonnie is like fine. As is, even without Woody.
Yeah, no,
it's just kind of weird. Like you don't really get.
She doesn't even like mention him really. Like she just grabs him like that one time in the beginning, and then that's it. That's the last time she ever acknowledges Woody in the entire movie.
Yeah, but it can't be helped. She's a 4-year-old, so it's like, like we said, she kind of just moves on.
She just moves on
to different toys.
So whatever she would like, she'll go for it. So,
yeah,
it is what it is.
It is what it is.
Yep.
It's Toy Story 4. It's such a great movie still. Like, even with like probably the whole thing with Bonnie is like probably the only negative, I guess.
Yeah. I guess if you think about it, it's like, oh man, it's like I wish she was just a little bit more appreciative with Andy's old toys, but
she's a kid.
Yeah.
It can't be helped. It is what it is. It can't be helped.
Yeah.
So. But anyways, like we said, we can go either way. Like, if it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, it's like, oh well. There's other movies to enjoy.
Yeah.
So it's like, it ended on such a good note where it can just leave it there. You know what I mean? So
exactly.
It can end it on the 4th movie. But I have a feeling, with Disney, what they're going with things, just because like they're just still like one of the top companies for movies or whatever, if not the top. At least for an animated movie.
For animated
movies.
Yeah.
They'll probably want Toy Story again to make more money. Because
they just work on the original stories.
Yeah, unless they do, but it's like, that's such a easy moneymaker for them.
Yeah.
That's how they see it. So they'll put it on the back burner for now. Build up the freshness again. Like kind of keep it away for now. And then whenever people don't think about it really, it's like, all right, Toy Story. It's like whoa, like it's coming back again, whoa, or whatever. And then like I said, the story could go several ways.
Yeah.
You know. Well, let's see. But anyways, that's pretty much it for our spoilers. We did go pretty extensive on that, but it's such a great movie.
Yeah.
It's definitely worth talking about.
Oh yeah.
Even if it was like the movie kind of broke that like warm, really conclusive feel for the third one.
Mm-hmm.
But it's still worthy of its own. I think it's
Yeah.
really good for what it is. It's it's still another great movie for Toy Story. So they're still on that good streak.
Yeah.
So
it's crazy. Like it's very rare for a franchise to come out with four great movies in a row,
mm-hmm.
and they managed to do that with Toy Story.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, there's trilogies that are good one after the other, but to have 4 movies in a row,
mm-hmm.
with like consistent
mm-hmm.
story writing and just
like
even better animation with
mm-hmm.
each installment, and they're just hitting out of the park at the park, man. It's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's what I'm saying. Like if they do a Toy Story 5, I'm okay with it because I trust Pixar.
Mm-hmm.
And I expect the 5th one to also be
really good,
amazing, just as amazing, if not better.
Yeah, hopefully that would be the last one. Also, be just because like I think by then the actors are gonna be like old.
Yeah.
Like they're gonna be pretty old.
Yeah.
So it's like
you get somewhat like hear their age. Here.
Yeah.
Like because they don't sound as
energetic
as
yeah.
The first one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they still sound great.
They
but
sound great.
You can still like you feel
you
it.
Can tell it.
Voice.
You can tell. Yeah. Yeah, you can tell that it's
a little bit, but
yeah,
but not that much.
Yeah, but I think like by the 5th movie, if they do it, it's like, yeah, they're definitely gonna notice.
Yeah.
So hopefully, if they're gonna do it, they just do it soon enough to where like they're still willing to do it or they can do it.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. We'll see. We'll see about that. There's still other movies for us to enjoy. So I think probably the next one will be Lion King. Maybe, I don't know. We'll see how that turns out.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah,
when it comes to Disney movies.
Yeah, actually, I'm curious to see it.
Yeah,
I know it's not getting a lot of great hype.
Yeah, like positive reactions or whatever. Yeah,
a lot of people are just like whatever about it.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm hoping it'll be good.
It definitely will look good in some way of its because like it's realistic. Like obviously the CGI quality will be good probably.
Yeah.
But like the charm is the problem.
Yeah.
It lacks the same charm.
Yeah.
People are gonna have their nostalgia goggles on, blah blah blah. But anyway,
yeah.
There's still movies to look forward to, blah blah blah. So that's pretty much it for Toy Story 4 with the spoiler portion. So thank you guys so much. We know this is a long part for this video, but
we got it. It's Toy Story, man.
It's Toy Story, dude.
It's one of the best animated franchises of all time.
For Pixar and Disney, yeah.
Forever.
Ever, yeah.
Ever, in my opinion.
Yeah, I do agree.
So
on that.
Before.